doing dudes that are yelling at each other is difficult because it's not a very natural tonal range for me. I mean, 4 hours of doing dudes is difficult too, I suppose. Alright, let's see. Game capture device, put that over there. There we are. Hippity hoppity, your stream was my property. I don't think so. Am I cutting out? I shouldn't be cutting out. Still watching the Lost VOD. See you later, friend. Am I cutting out? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I think we're fine. Alright, I think that's probably long enough for most people to get in here. We've been live for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah, that should be fine. Let us commence with the video game.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Or not. Nokas Jamala, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 42 million months of support, and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Oh, Mr. Wright, so... what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. Investigations 2? No, I played like 3 cases of Investigations 1 maybe? Something like that. I didn't finish it. I wanted to, but I didn't for some reason. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. But what's this in the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it! Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go! Science awaits us! Radio should go. Oh god, I can't stop yawning. This was a bad decision. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? I mean, it is kind of important, Deed. Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in the evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never! Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Well, it is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of these things? Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on. Oh no, my immersion. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Spray. Spray. Spray.
again?
Craig, thank you for the resub! Thank you for the 2 months of support and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you! How much did you miss? Not much. Not much. We literally just recapped what happened last time and that's about it. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Oh, okay. Well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically?
Ooh, wait a minute. It's you again?
You! Thank you for the resub! Thank you for the 45 months of support and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you! Yeah, no, these are excellent games. If you ever do get the chance to play them, I 100% recommend them, but otherwise, happy to experience them with you. I mean, maybe she just means someone else's blood? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the side of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there would have to be more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright! I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? Hi, Shadow Hero! See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? I guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Uh-oh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Oh, Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, that kind of lead-in just doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? So you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know. I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? The Empire was great. Oh god, I need to wake up. Ugh. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Dun, dun, dun. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident, it's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? It is, Jojo. Hi, Nintendo Geek! That knife was evidence from the case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over, not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? I'm sorry, Gridline. No more words to say the things. Okay, we already had this. Interesting that it's not actually triggering her to talk more about the incident. What else is related to it? What, this photograph? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Star. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Hi, Witcher. Hi, Potato. That incident really opened my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary. It was solved quite cleanly. The victim was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know quite well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches that you sell. There is only one reason that I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends. Boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? Just when all of the detectives of SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? A Salisbury Salis? Is it Salisbury? Salisbury? Maybe? I don't eat much steak, you might be able to tell. Oh, I gotta take my tablet. Hi, Coldite! Salisbury. Okay, cool. Thank you. What did you miss since yesterday? We found out that the case that Angel Star and the High Noon dude worked on was SL9, which happens to be the case that Detective Goodman was looking into. He was checking out evidence on that case when he was murdered, we think. Potentially. But he was also murdered here, so now we're just confused. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you
Let's
going
find
out?
together, friends. It's Salisbury, duh.
Q, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. I'm for the pronunciation lesson from Justin. Salisbury it is. Thank you so much, Q. Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, and it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Let's do the spray thing again. Oh, I can't. Aw, she wrote her name on it. Someone used a marker to write their name on this. Emma Sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go. Well, you never know when something might go down. Just what kind of a world do you think we live in? Oh, oops. I guess I can't use this. Oh wait, no I can. Spray. Spray. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer! But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. Slide to the right. Okay, I think we're good. Looks like Miss Sky is in questioning. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine? How is she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. We already looked at that blood by the car. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yeah, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up or we could wind up dead! I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got from the front desk. Here it is! She's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene! Let's go take a look! I still want to know why there's a handprint on this thing. The Blue Badger is still writhing around today. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's gonna do something naughty. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly and so imposing, it's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. Hey, Elflord. I am from England, so my accent drops sometimes. What I want to know is if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know just who he is already. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. That's not really a security guard uniform, is it, though? It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? Oh, I know, a poochie! Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Oh, hi! Yes, I am from England, but my accent is all sorts of messed up. So a lot of people don't realize. Welcome, welcome. It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of here. Yipes! These sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. Oh, it won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Is that a trap? Ugh. Oop, shit, sorry, skipped it. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap here? Oh wait, I know! Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed! You sure have an active imagination. think we've got everything. I might need to come back in order to get this to trigger. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please? Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe! Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Oh no! I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing at the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? Aww. Kronal, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Aw, no, it makes me so happy to know that people still really enjoyed Lily and think about her. It has been a while, but the fact that people still bring her up and really enjoyed it, it just means the world to me. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day as well. Thank you. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect, just arrested him in fact. Egg. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Colonel, thank you for the sub! Thank you for the support. Welcome to the Lime Cult. Enjoy your new Lime friend. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you! Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm doing very well today, thank you. I think I ate too much. I had cookie dough with ice cream, and now I am fat forever. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Bye, Gumshoe. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Hey, Buddy Bop. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Holy heck! Chrono, thank you so much for giving 5 subs to the community. Thank you. Clowers V, Toho IRL, Wargles, Gaming Nerd 18, and the Gaming Borf. Enjoy your limes, friends. Thank you so much, Chrono. Thank you. That is incredibly kind. Thank you so much. Basically 5 million subs. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel, Knife Lionheart. Still, I do feel a bit better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Gumshoe? No, that's not right. Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best not to go too far down that road right now. Things will just get really confusing. Oh, Christ, on a bike. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the one perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins, so you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, a little lost lab, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You... Officer Meekins, you didn't, did you? Ooh, that sounds delicious, Max Honorary. Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir! What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. I like how he's saluting on his badge, too. That fucking noise. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard in the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room! A suspicious person, sir! A suspicious person, yeah! What the heck is this guy doing? So, what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. Except not, because I'm gonna ask you about the victim now. Haha. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me a victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Oh. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? God, this sir thing is really, like, driving me insane. Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him? Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, then why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Hi, Thirsty Mile, how are you? About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, Don't you think you should just confess? But but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed the knife at me, I just hollered, sir. The next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. Hey, Jumpy Bob. Thank you. I'm gonna need all the luck I can get. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I felt? When I'm doing this guy, like, usually the voice levels on my mic end up sort of like just touching the red. With this guy, it's like right up in there. The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I don't really remember the resolution to this case, so thus far I'm theorizing that something happened in the evidence room and then the body was moved to the prosecutor's office, because that would explain the lack of blood there. Do you like the blue badger? Officer Meekins, can you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Officer Meekins, have a look at this. Go ahead, sir. Laugh. Laugh at me, sir. Ha ha ha. Huh? This is number 1. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna tell me just how she has one just like it. Me? Why would I? I know, sir. I know. I'm the only one without a girl with matching badges. Wait, what? Nowhere! I'm alone! All alone! Is that so wrong? Life isn't all about high school sweethearts and youthful romance, sir! Is he talking about those badges on her coat? I'd like to think there's a difference between my badge and a fashion accessory. I'm assuming that's maybe a little bit of a reference to dating culture in Japan, because I've never worn matching badges with my partners. That's not really a thing that I've done. Maybe I'm missing out. Officer Meekins, this is for you. Ah! I'm scared of knives, sir! It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir! Last night, sir, that's the one! I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir, and I was being peeled! On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! The what? That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But now, sir, now I remember, sir! You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card was the cause of it all! I feel like I'm slowly going into, like, Pleakley from fucking Lilo and Stitch. Just very slowly, just migrating that way. It's not blind, but I haven't played this game since I was little.
Hello, Atreus. Are you being a stinky bully?
No, not a stinky bully. Wow.
I wonder what you think of...
What? What about this ferret?
What would you rate this ferret out of 10?
I would rate this ferret sausage out of 10. He is very chunky. Good boy. You sniff the mic. You sniff him. You know? Sniff, sniff, sniff. Good boy. Go away. I don't want you to hear me doing this ridiculous voice. Did you guys hear him sniffing? Sniff, sniff, sniff. He is such a good boy. Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all! This ID card? Exactly, sir! That's exactly it! Nothing could be more exact, sir! Nothing! I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why... Sorry, and that's why you thought he looked suspicious. What, do you want me to rate this ferret as well?
This ferret's going to bed.
Why is he going to bed? No, Pikmin, it is not sleeping time, it is time for play. Oh, but that is a very sleepy face, Pikmin. I would rate this ferret, breadstick out of 10. He is very skinny, like a breadstick. Oh, he's falling to sleep. He's falling to sleep when I scratch his ear. Oh, my sweet baby. No. Good boy. I love him. Sir, I entered the evidence room and I asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir! That's what I've been trying to tell you! So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me! What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now! So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you! My father's words, sir! Well, what happened then? A breadstick and a sausage, yes. And Sky is a sweet bean. And, okay. I haven't really said anything so far, right? I haven't told most people, okay, chat? So you're gonna be the first to know. Can you keep a secret? Secret, yes. Yes, shh, a secret. This little baby. This is Kovu's nephew. He's very small. Did you know this? He is very tiny. He is 5 weeks old. And his uncle is Kovu. You're telling? No, don't tell! Shh!
Telling what?
No, no one's telling anything.
No, why did you say tell?
No, because he said he was gonna tell. I asked the chat if they could keep a secret. Yeah, and I showed them this little baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what would that secret be then?
That his name is Nero and I love him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all, yeah?
Yeah. Am I going to adopt this ferret? Yes. He is small and I love him! We knew, yeah, I know, you know. He is a good boy. Yeah, we spoke to the breeder a little bit back, and I said, you know, if Kovu's brother has any babies that are sweet and fat and dumb, we'd love to, you know, have a little piece of Kovu still in our house. And she messaged me about this one, and she was like, he's very fat and dumb, and he accidentally rolls his face in his food, and then he rolls over and begs his mother to clean him. He's not the smartest ferret in the world. So yes, shh. Big secret. I can't post about it on Twitter because my mom checks my Twitter. No, it's fine. I'm gonna post about it later. We just wanted to make sure that personality-wise he was gonna be a good match for us. She shouldn't know. I haven't posted about it at all, and I don't live with my mother, so hopefully... I don't live with her, but I still fear her, you know? That's just how it works, I think. Near after DMC, yes. It's not fixed in stone yet, but he is a silver baby, so I thought it would be a good name. Hello, Marquis Von K! Hello, hello! Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Oh, what happened to Kovu? Kovu was born premature, along with the rest of his litter, and the rest of his litter was okay. But Kovu was very much the runt, and for the first, like, 5-6 weeks of his life, he didn't really grow. His skull was very, stunted, like, kind of like a pug. It didn't sort of... It wasn't as, his muzzle didn't extend out properly. And it meant that his brain was slightly squished, and it didn't have enough room to grow. Which caused him problems with his mobility. He couldn't sense his back legs properly. Hey, Mew Mew, I am, thank you. And that was okay, as long as it was, you know, static, but unfortunately it got worse. And he started out, like, not being able to really turn, right, and eventually got to the point where he was just circling on the spot, and it progressed to the point where he couldn't actually really figure out how to move when he woke up and things. Like, he would just stand shaking and reversing, and he couldn't figure out how to get going. And he also lost control of his bodily functions. And it also gave him issues, we think probably, I mean, it's totally understandable, because if you can't move and, like, a big hand comes out to grab you, you get scared. So he had some issues with aggression. But we were working on those, and he got much better, but in the end, it didn't feel like his quality of life was good enough. So, he was about 8 months old when we lost him. We took him to the vet, and they were very kind. Thanks, guys. But yes, that's what happened to Kovu, and we love him very much. Hopefully he is scratching some couches over the Rainbow Bridge at the moment. He was a good boy. I think if you check my Twitter, there's like 1 million pictures of him, but let me see if I can go find a picture of him for you. Kovu, where are you? Where would the pictures be? I guess February would be the best place to look for pictures. Look, it's Tiger Mouse. Although I might have stopped taking as many pictures. Yeah, there he is. Oh, he's a good, handsome boy. This is my boy Kovu. He is a gorgeous baby. Is it true they smell? Not really. I think they smell worse when you don't feed them a proper diet. Like, if you feed them cheap kibble that doesn't have all the nutritional things that they need, they will smell. Mine are all fed on raw, and they're not really any more smelly than a dog. He was a very good boy. He was getting quite friendly towards the end. He was very well behaved and sweet. Who is this? I don't know who this is. Oh, it's another ferret tree. I have so many ferret pictures just all stored up. What do ferrets eat? Meat. They are obligate carnivores. Does he steal your stuff? Kofu wasn't really a thief. Pikmin is. His litter name is Papyrus. He is from the Undertale litter. Okie dokie. Let us continue. Sorry about that. Huge diversion. Well, My eyes, sir! Everything went white! When I awoke, I was here! Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no idea knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room?
It's you.
We don't even know if anyone actually died. Slunky, thank you for the resub! Thank you for the 6 months of support and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you. But Slunky, do you not know how cute they are? Look, look! Thank you very much for the 9-month resub, Slunky. I appreciate you. But please do not hate on the tiny ferrets. They are very sweet and small. Four is my favorite, but I might be biased. The one on the end looks like his name is Metaton. He looks gigantic. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera! The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on the tape! And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry! I'm really sorry, sir! I'll hand over my badge! I don't deserve it! No thanks, I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. I think we fully devolved into that character from Lilo and Stitch at this point. It's easier on my voice though, so I think I'll keep him like that. Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. Ba ba ba. And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, his bag, something, accidentally skipped the line, under his seat cushion, behind the computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. I fucking love Gant. He's probably one of my favorite characters ever. Almost. Oh dear. Hi, arguing end. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Shh, very nice. Shh. Aha, righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Oh ho ho, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Was he as orange in the Pixel game? I don't remember him being quite that orange in terms of his flesh tone. He was. It looked maybe slightly less obnoxious. No, he was still really fucking orange. I guess being chief of police gives you plenty of time to get fake tan. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition.
Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, righto? Von Karma. Oh, the thumbnail is a ferret? It's all a cheap ploy to get views. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it so that he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. See you later, PA Werewolf. Have fun at class. That sounds fun. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what the inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you! The detective getting killed on their 2F2, I mean! They're being the prosecutors, I assume. I really wish that I could do a Zeus voice. Not enough manliness. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible! Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Gooden was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? No, righto, can't give away all our secrets just like that. And in this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets! Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. He was the one you were picking on earlier. Ah, you saw that? Whoops! I'm the manliest streamer you know? Aw, thanks! Wait. I mean, in this game, they see it as the defense is like the enemy. Because we're trying to get whoever they're trying to get prisoned off. So that at least is quite consistent. They refused to share evidence with me, like, since the start.
Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him.
Discreetly, you say? I'm going to discreetly present this knife. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Writer. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find the guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one.
The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe?
Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. At least he doesn't have an annoying animation like that bubble pop. That was driving me mad in case 4 when I couldn't figure out what to present to the guy. In this game, it's guilty until proven innocent, and also it's on the defense to provide an alternative suspect, even if you prove beyond a doubt that the original suspect could not possibly be the one that did it. It's great. This is case 5 still. Okay, it looks like maybe Gant's not talking. Yeah, okay. He's not interested. We'll come back to this. Oops. Show him your badge, okay.
Hi, Ziv. How are you?
Sorry you had to see that.
What exactly did the chief of police want you to do?
Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can.
So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here?
Of course not. Well, except for this.
What? You kept something?
Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete.
A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something?
The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. I get lost on this one. Like, it seems a little bit disconnected in terms of what lays where. Still no good here. This case is crazy because it's just like as long as a normal game in itself. And like the payoff of finishing it is just, it just feels so good. It's like therapeutic almost. Nope, he's not interested. Okay.
Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday.
And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here.
I'm sure he's off doing important investigations.
I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back.
Whoa! Oh, what a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor.
I guess you would feel important. Oh, we did this question. Actually, we didn't. Last time she said, like, the amount of time it would take to crash. Okay, we did do this one. I mean, the place we need to go is through the guard station. But we can't find a way to be let in yet. Like, we need Marshall to come back so that we can bribe him with a steak.
Hi, Cuddy Moon, how are you? It's good to see you.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Wright asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. No, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate it after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show you never know until you ask.
And for you, here, you can borrow this.
Huh? Hey, this is the detective's ID card, isn't it?
That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it.
Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, it's an honor.
You run along and do your best now. Later, folks.
It looks pretty cool on my lapel. Is it lapel or lapel? I think it might be lapel. Doesn't it? Just think, a real ID.
You seem happy.
Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir.
Lapel? There you go. I think this place is a bad influence on this girl. The evidence room is just beyond that door.
And we have the ID card from Chief Kent. Let's just walk in. Oh, it won't open.
Aha! The card reader is turned off, see?
What is that security guard thinking?
Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? I mean, who the fuck else was it gonna be in here, Phoenix? What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon.
We're here to investigate the crime scene.
Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts.
Yeehaw?
Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting.
Looks like the card reader's on again.
While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions? Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you.
Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres.
That smell. Reminds me of Texas.
So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas?
No, I just saw a special on television the other day. This from my baby?
Yeah, Miss Starr.
What's this?
What? What's wrong? He's not from Japan. He's from America where they eat burgers. They eat steamed burgers and rice. It's very American. I don't see. I wonder what it means.
Eat your hamburgers, Apollo. Exactly. All right, Bambino, you win.
His hair almost looks fake. Like it's not his hair or something. It looks like it's coming from his hat. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right?
You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job and I'm grateful for it.
Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us.
Ah, that poor little doggy. Old guy kept getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly.
He told us something.
He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago,
Well, it might not look like it, but I lost my 5 for the job, you know?
So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place?
Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy.
No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy.
There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place.
You mean the security camera system?
I don't take to machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? No.
Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago.
It was always my dream to be a rat-hide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire.
What? You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you?
That was my case, and it's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it.
What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened.
There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago.
2 days ago, the day of our case.
That's right. The evidence transferals.
Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too.
I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do.
Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen.
Like I said, Bambina, meal machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand here are these security cameras.
Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. Hi, Bookworm. Good luck with your housework. I need to start doing that a little bit before I move out.
If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours.
And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of the tapes?
I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card.
That's the card reader by the door.
The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through.
No, he'll never finish shaving and never finish drinking. I spotted a problem. That's Detective Goodman's ID at 5:14 p.m. Also, 7777777 at 4:20. Hello, Babam. But yes, at 5:14 p.m., Detective Goodman's card was used, so he couldn't have been at the prosecutor's office. It's interesting there, because I had to read it out loud like 3 different times yesterday. It kind of stuck a little bit. 5842189. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before.
Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that.
Huh?
I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet.
Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about?
We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see?
So what happens to the evidence after 2 years?
It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal, and we do it every February.
I see now.
Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead.
Is that the case though? Because didn't we do DL6 and that was like 15 years or something?
Ah, fuck it, whatever. This game's legal system is inconsistent as fuck. Never to be reopened again and never to be reinvestigated.
And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. See this? This is the victim's ID card.
Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot?
The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again.
Deal 6 was actually officially solved. The guy just pled insanity. As far as I'm aware.
Look, the fourth number, it's a perfect match.
It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world.
So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do?
That's the thing! Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.
If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins?
Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you his ID card, this ID card record.
Oh yeah, they did. They found him not guilty because of the insanity thing?
Yeah, his his attorney got him off, didn't he? But only by pleading he was insane, which is why he was so upset. Okay, I remember.
I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard.
Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue.
Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me.
Whoa!
I'm sorry. I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard?
Yeah, it's true.
So Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today?
Boss
for a day.
But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you'll want to have this.
Yay! Da, da, da. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day?
That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department.
But if you're the boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal.
You have a locker in here too? You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe?
Aha, of course! I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open? I feel so bad for him all the time.
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today.
I see.
I guess that's what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case.
I don't remember if SL9 was mentioned at all during the, investigations games. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint.
Ow! Hey, is that photo new?
I know who it is. Did they add that because of the second game? Or was that... No, actually, maybe the second game came out before they added this case. So maybe it was just always a thing. So the only locker that we can open is our own.
Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handle, see?
The handles?
On the other side of the handles there's a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it...
Zap! You get a shock.
If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Okay, cool. Time to examine. There's something sticking out of here. It looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case.
I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. Here you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet the evidence locker was opened recently.
How do you know?
If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence?
It sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either.
If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal.
That's bullying. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams.
I'm not so sure about the dreams.
It won't open.
Did you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high-tech around here. This is the longest case for sure.
Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is.
Ah, it's my personal pole. Oh no. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of the case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right.
Wow, that feels like ages ago. And,
I don't think I've seen this one before. Am I doing the whole trilogy? Slowly, maybe, yeah. Not in a big block, but...
Hi, Omenashi!
I'm sorry. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later.
That cheap-looking box?
You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover, you gotta look at their heart.
Slide. A fingerprint. A finger thing.
A handprint, that one.
What's this? Blood! It's a little worn, but that's definitely a handprint here.
It looks like someone tried to wipe it off.
Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room?
We should use our testing fluid to check it out. Missile? Well, hopefully he's not being kept in the evidence room. That would be kind of inhumane.
Spray, spray, spray. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint.
What?
How did you miss that, dude?
What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine!
It's yours?
Please! You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'd do that for me, wouldn't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
I'm counting on you guys, believe me. You can't trust the police.
Wait, what? But you're a detective. Spritz, 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 spritz. No, spritz, 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 spritz. Oh my goodness.
That must have been one massive pool of blood. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien?
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker.
I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
Hi Ian, how are you? Long time no see, how have you been? Spritz, spritz, spritz. Spritz, spritz, spritz. Spritz, 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 spritz. Slide to the left. Ba, ba, ba. Why am I getting a reaction here?
There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door.
This just might be something significant.
Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. Why don't you have any? You're a detective.
What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief.
Where did you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order.
Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans.
Spritz, 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 spritz. Slide to the right. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces.
Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from The Case.
The case?
The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence.
I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke.
You want to try and put it back together?
Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a tube of glue.
Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. I never was very good at this type of puzzle. That's not quite it, is it? No. That looks likely. Hey. It's not quite right. Gotta be that one. Hey! Nope, not that one yet. No, please. Let me rotate. There we go.
We're gonna do it!
Not quite. It concerns me that Gumshoe spent 3 hours on this.
Oh no, it's missing a part!
God damn it, Colin.
Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it.
Were some pieces stolen?
I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken.
Nice.
Look, this one's open. And the red indicator light above the door is lit.
It's lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint.
Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere.
Someone left a glove here, but only one.
Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective.
Secretly a master puzzle solver, that's me.
That's evidence from the case, you know.
You mean SL9?
It does have a tag on it.
Well, what is the saw and paint doing here?
Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression.
True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here.
Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, you might say this is my studio.
Here? In the evidence room?
This is being played on Switch. God, there's so much evidence. I forgot how much evidence is in this particular case.
Slide to the left. Could you take a look at this?
This is the ID card record of people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. You're watching this on your toaster? Nice, dude, nice. Could you do it in the DS version? As in, like, was this case in it? Yes. I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa!
What is it?
The second number! It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth!
What?
Not again. Edgeworth, come on. The second number on this list, it belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Dun, dun, dun.
Edgeworth, could you stop trying so hard to look super suspicious? Thanks. The tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case.
You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing.
Huh? What's so confusing about it?
Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag?
Zag? Is that a word?
Do you challenge me?
What, are we playing a word game now?
I don't need tips, if that's what you're asking.
Feel free to theorize if you don't know the answer, because the chat has been speculating the entire time. But if you just like tag me with like, yo, Limes, you gotta do this, I will be sad. And then I'll cry.
Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains here.
Looks like blood.
Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed?
This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it.
Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom.
That's weird.
I wonder which side is up.
Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar?
At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right?
The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand.
This is neither wild nor west here.
We are most definitely in great and glorious Japan. Aha, but that and this are two different things entirely.
I guess so? Huh? I'm lost. Why is he shaving as a talking animation? Because...
That's annoying. Gant's gone. Okay. Let's present this to her. Could you take a look at this? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it.
You must have to brew the leaves a really long time to get a rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to the aroma. Oh, exquisite.
The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Maybe I can ask Meekins what his is. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright.
Again. This is case 5. Maybe Mr. Edgeworth is back around though. Let's go have a look. I mean, he's in lockup, so yeah, he's just been standing around. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect.
What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so high I can see my own reflection.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir.
Don't. He'll sue you. What's going on with the case at the moment? Oh, okay, so at the end of yesterday's trial, we learned that for somehow, Detective Bruce Goodman died both at the police evidence room and here at 5:15 p.m. So everyone's like, what the hell? I was hoping that handprint would be something super suspicious, but no. Yes, so we're trying to figure out what the heck happened. Okie dokie. Slide to the right.
There's gotta be more things to look at. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? And two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke.
I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar.
Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner.
That looks like a car door?
There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame.
Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away.
Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing.
He's been shot square in the forehead.
Better him than us.
I want to pull out whatever that is. Okay, what can I show Gumshoe at this point? There's not a whole lot. From the sheer amount of evidence that I have now is kind of overwhelming. Show my badge, not again. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents!
Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system.
After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office.
Very suspicious.
This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal.
Art?
He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony, and so they took the Blue Badger away for a while.
Really? Why?
Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful? I toiled night and day!
I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it.
poor dude. Actually, did he have anything to talk about normally anymore? No, not really. Yeah, there's obviously... I need to talk to someone about something, but the idea of just, like, having to present every single thing to every single person is making me a little bit ill. I mean, I've luminol things in a lot of places. We can have another look, though. I got nothing. Look at this photograph. Never mind. I don't think there's any other location, really. Well, where should we begin?
Oh, well, isn't it obvious? We should begin with that, you know, the thing.
The mystery of the victim, I guess? How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in two places simultaneously?
Oh, well, you see...
We should go to the police department? The evidence room, was it?
I'm not being very useful here, am I?
No, you're being very helpful.
That's okay, Awesome Link, no worries. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. There was that business with him not reading the officer's report.
Oh, about the killing of the police department, right. The chief of police was right about that. But I can't help but think someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. I've tried luminol on the badger already. Let me have a double check on the court record.
Do you think he ever puts his arm down?
I must have missed something somewhere. Alright, spray heckin' everything. That is the only solution.
spray, 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 spray.
This is so wasteful. Maybe I need to... hold on. Let's present some of the evidence again, but I don't think he was... no, yeah, he's not interested. Maybe... oh! Here we go.
Hey, Bookworm, welcome back.
Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife? I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago.
Last second, I need a throat sweet. Hello, Dragon, I'm playing this on the Switch. Wait, what the heck is this, Hito?
Oh, the luminol. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Here we go. I got it.
How's my throat? It's okay. I coughed a little bit earlier, now it feels a bit scratchy.
Now that was a bloody violent case.
Violent? So it was a murder?
A serial killing!
A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
That put Mr. Edgeworth right on the spotlight. And started the rumor mill.
Rumors? About forged evidence?
It was all supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So... that switchblade knife...
The victim took the evidence out of the evidence locker himself? Hey pal, look at the time!
Was there something you needed to be going to?
It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day, what the fuck?
That's not a report!
That's a reference to a later game!
Yeah, I'm okay, unknown player.
It might help, you know?
Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer?
The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him.
Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later.
I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too.
What? What are you doing here? Oh, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here?
Ah, there, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service?
Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
I am.
By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow.
The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again.
Again?
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney, however.
Something happened?
They gave control of the investigation over to the police department.
The police department?
Yes, any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant.
That's convenient.
I can do nothing but wait for his results.
I see.
Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I've nothing to be ashamed of. But still.
Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. What, even when he was accused of murder, dude?
Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage?
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less.
Oh no, the framing! The Chief of Police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office.
I haven't, but I've spoiled it for myself so that I could moderate the chat when it came out, meme mode. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed.
The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Hello, Sticks 9944. Hello, hello. Sorry, that's my throat acting up. I hate living in London. I feel like I'm perpetually sick. It's terrible.
Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner.
Whose side are you on anyway?
Maybe if I just show my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. I mean, it's a big city, and you have to go in the underground where you're like cramped into a small metal tube with like hundreds of other people, and it's not kept very well cleaned, and it's awful. Oh shit. I accidentally just zoomed through it. He said, I knew this was you. I knew I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Oops, goodbye, dialogue. I didn't expect that to work.
He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator.
Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth.
The SL9 incident was a I almost said highness, as in like Heinz beans. It's a serial killing case. It was a Heinz beans case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth?
What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer, and if I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed.
Wait, you didn't...
Of course not! I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully.
You got Chinese food? May I have some?
By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
But my sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science.
Huh? Yes, of course! Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this.
Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints!
It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. Aluminum power. Yeah. Hold on, I need to go on a coughing fit. What would be the power of aluminium anyway?
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
To bend easily? Oh, okay. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well?
Fingerprinting set and fingerprint file received. Yay! Well, let's get going. One last investigation.
Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. God, I can't... My throat is so hecked up right now. I hope I don't die. You know when you feel like you have, like, stuff caught in your throat, but no matter how much you clear your throat or cough, it won't go away?
I have that, and it's the worst thing ever.
I'm not currently streaming on YouTube, but my stuff generally gets uploaded to YouTube after, like, a few days.
There we go. Thanks, Conquest.
Actually, what about... Hold on. Can I fingerprint this one? I should have gone the other way. Why didn't I go the other way? Oh, I can't just use it. That's dumb.
Thanks, Q.
We're not allowed to look at that particular fingerprint, so let's go look at a different one. No, I couldn't luminol it either. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint.
Here, and this blood on the detective's evidence locker.
Let's use this secret weapon we just borrowed.
Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger.
A finger?
Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print.
I really can't tell the difference at a glance.
Quit procrastinating and choose a finger! What about this one? There's this one, but there's also, what is this?
Oh, it won't let me choose that one. I'm skipping ahead, I guess.
Okay, now it's time to check for our prints. Let me show you how it's done.
Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes.
First, we sprinkle the aluminium powder around.
Huh? How do you do that?
With the A button, see?
Ah, it looks like that did the trick.
The aluminium powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess.
This could be difficult. Huh? How do I do that?
With the X button. Exciting, I know.
Yeah, I think you used to have to blow on the DS, but there we go.
Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See?
Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though.
It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything.
I actually remember I was with my family or something, and I think at the very end of this case or something, you have to shout like objection into the microphone, and everybody was sitting around me. And I just kind of like surreptitiously like raised this DS to my mouth and was like, everyone just looked at me.
It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright.
I guess I'd better give it a try.
Beep, 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 beep. White lines and through my mind. Blue.
Ah, that was dumb. It used to be good. You used to like blow it off a little bit at a time.
Aha, you did it! You found one!
But this looks nothing like a fingerprint.
Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't.
What does it mean?
I think it means we're out of luck.
Out of luck?
The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves.
Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here.
Hi, Dawn! It is an egg, yes. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints?
Other prints?
Looking at the locker door again closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print.
Fingerprints outside the blood.
Did you do well, Dawn? Did you win all your games? Me too, Flippin' Flamboyance. It is an excellent game. We got it!
Maybe we didn't quite print it hard enough. A little bit more. You like the voice acting? Aw, thanks, dude. I'm doing my best. It doesn't help when we get to the court case and it's just a bunch of dudes. I kind of start slipping then, but as long as there's at least one girl, it's okay.
Yay! A print so clear, it's dazzling!
Dazzling?
Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away.
So we're not done yet? This is quite a process.
Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right?
That sucks, Dawn. I guess she's right.
So look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left this prints. These prints, even.
Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was?
I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? It probably means there's a bad server between you and
the League servers, Dawn. Like, cause your connection to WoW goes through a completely different route than your connection to League.
Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look.
I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what?
Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit and sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright.
Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yeah, I think my ping on League went down a few years ago. I now get a ping of like 17. This is where we got the luminal fluid reaction, right?
Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this?
There go her eyes sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints.
That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first.
What?
The area with the blood was wiped away, right?
We only ended up finding it using chemical means.
Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too.
Oh, right. So that means no prints.
Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high?
Don't ask me!
Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away.
Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand?
Dust, 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 dust.
Not seeing anything here.
Try my patience any longer and I'll dump this powder all over your head.
Maybe I better check for prints after all. Thing is, I don't want to check this bit, I want to check here. Okay, fuck it. Let's try again. Oh, I found one. That was easy.
Dust, 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 dust.
Okay, I think that's enough. Yeah.
Blue!
It's... God knows what that is. I gave it my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
So there was... that? I think that might be new.
Ooh, what'd you get for dinner? It's beautiful!
Let's fix it a bit here. Do I make my ice cream or buy it pre-made? I buy it pre-made. There's no way I would have time to make my ice cream. It's not Bruce. Ooh, busted. It was McCree all along! Hey, these fingerprints, they...
Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know?
It's Officer Marshall!
Huh? Officer Jake Marshall?
No, the other Officer Marshall that dresses like a cowboy.
That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime.
Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place.
Oh.
So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain.
But why would Officer Marshall?
It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence.
I don't believe it.
Oh, my poor throat. Here we go. I'm gonna cry.
So what do you think, Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So, how did it go?
It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
A plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
But Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have in my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're gonna have to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do the judge. Hold on a second, let me take a drink. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is...
See you later, Marquis Von K. Have a good one.
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow, this is one messed up trial. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just not do the judge's voice. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls The suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. No, don't do this to me! The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir! So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir! It was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again, sir! You've gotta believe me, sir! Sir! I'm what you'd call part of the younger generation, sir! A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend! Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir! Officer Meekins. Yes, sir! Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
Yes, I can. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard his evidence the evidence room that day. Christ on bike. A second, I need to go get a drink, preferably alcoholic. Alright, hi, I'm back. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room! I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir! I was suddenly attacked! I fought for my life and then I did it! After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake! It's like 10 in the evening here. We're okay. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir! I have a drinking problem, it's true. I see, and then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir, he knocked me upside the head, sir! Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. Do I have to? What I need here is more info to work with. Yes, I would like to play through all the games in the trilogy, although I'm terrified of some of the later stuff, like Francesca. I don't know what to do for her. It's gonna be interesting for sure. Do 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 do. I actually don't remember what Francesca's objection voice sounds like. Hold on. Is it Francesca? No, it's Francisca, isn't it? Oh, is that an anime? Holy shit, there's an anime bit with her! Maybe I'll just do whatever she does there. Anyway, I'll check that later. Francisca. There you go. I haven't played the games in years. I've only watched parts of like the first few episodes of the anime. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir! Yikes! Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. It was my sole mission for the day, sir. I remember hating the clown case from 2. I think that one might be enough to make me take a break from the games, but the last case was really good. I think the second game overall was just the weakest, especially because of that case. I see. It sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man. I already did this line. In order to enter the evidence room, you needed an ID card, am I right? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And then the second time is when I went to go and get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time. Sorry. I see. So it was during that second time when. Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Many 7s for 20, yes. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir! I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. So I got this gash on my hand. Oh, God.
Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be.
When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. What exactly do you mean when you said you did it? Do you remember how the case ended yesterday, Omanashi? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. Yeah, so essentially, today we were investigating how there could have been 2 murders of the same man in different locations at the same time. This guy was the one arrested for the murder in the police department. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
Objection. The defense does not have enough bits for evidence.
Aww.
Here you go, Arms. But
Desiree, thank you so much for the 3,000 million kabillion bits. Thank you, thank you. That is incredibly kind. Thank you so, so much. You are very, very kind. Thank you, thank you.
You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew, Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! I can't. My poor voice. Oh god. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious! Oh. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too! I woke up crying tears of pain! That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir! I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand! The judge voice is actually not that bad, because I'm not trying to be too hoarse for it. So it's okay. It's honestly, I'm kind of just losing it doing Meekins. It's really funny. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It's not a photograph. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me this morning, sir. Why are the witnesses bringing evidence into the courtroom? The chief delivered it? What is that, a videotape? Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir! A videotape, sir! Ow. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room!
Hey, Bromid.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like the communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the evidence of you- show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into?
Oh, that face shielding. That's super suspect. Dude, he actually did engage on it. Oh no, he's dead. I think it still looks really good. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire Criminal Affairs Department, sir! It is the Blue Badger, sir! Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Yes, well, anyway, this tape appears to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room, and some sort of, activity does take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. I think his chin freaks me out because there's like no depth to it whatsoever. Like it shows him stroking it there, but because it looks so 2D, it looks really weird.
Wait a minute.
Oh
It's
my
you
goodness.
Again.
Is that the BK objecting in my chat at tier 3 for 33 months? Wow, it is! Hi BK, hello, how are you? The Gaming Borf, thank you so much for the 5 bits as well. Thank you, thank you. Can we get like a million shoutouts for Mario streamer BK? The one and only pro, keeps his cool no matter what, plays all the hardest video games. I wish I could be that pro. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other man was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him! No one else could have unlocked it! Just slowly fading away. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing, that would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where we have to start. Can I watch the video whenever I want? Hold on. This is very important to me. I have to go find out. No, it doesn't play the music! How long is the average court case? Most would be over by this point. This is a very long court case. I need to take an antihistamine. I made the mistake of scratching my neck after touching a ferret. Bad decisions. Yeah, this case is super special. This case is special because the script for this case is about as long as every other case in the game combined. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label some people as being seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter, but you were standing right in front of him, weren't you? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Yeah, exactly, Hito. It's super long. Also, I'm not taking direct hint from in the chat. You can feel free to speculate amongst yourselves, though. Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. I know those feels. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him! I'd bet my badge on it! But you don't know that for sure, do you? Hello, Scoot.
You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Yeah, I think at one point this case does end up getting super overbearing. Like, it just feels like it's the same kind of feeling that you get when you play Alien Isolation, where it keeps moving the goalposts and you're just like, no, please, God, just let it end already. But I think when you get to the end, it is a good feeling. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir! I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. Why were you trying to bust into lockers? I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's log, which only responds to the registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir! And this too! How do you know that information?
Wait a minute. It's you again.
Phantom Sky King, thank you for the resub! Thank you for the 6 months of support and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you! I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. Aw, thanks, Thulkale. I think it's gonna be the end of my throat, but it's fun to do. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. So, sir, if I may say something, sir. Please do, after all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you do have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Yes, there is a problem. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us the alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. I mean, isn't that my job? Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I have played this before. Not for very many years, though, since it first came out on the DS, I would say. I remember playing this when I was on vacation with family, I think at my grandparents' house.
Ooh, wait a minute. It's you again.
Rasferbell, thank you for the resub! Thank you for the 10 months of support and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you! I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so that you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? Wonder if this will do. Oh, shit.
This. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this.
Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise.
The point?
What you are looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates this man may not be Detective Goodman.
I mean, that is what it is! It is what it is! God, I fucking hate this Logic Leap section.
I'll place him under arrest, sir! Okay, fine.
At least you don't get punished for this part. Oh! I got it!
It's hard because the video is pixelated, but the light was on.
The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins.
Sir! Do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this.
Why is the music still playing?
When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. Aw, thanks, Meme Lord. I'd like to. Maybe not voicing so many characters at a time, and maybe not ones that are men. But I'd like to actually do it, yes.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier.
Do we have to? Couldn't we have just said the first time around? Okay, never mind. Off we go.
Hello, Ghost Splits! Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Yeah, Walopo, it is front page time today. Hello, everyone that's joining us. Hello, hello.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Did he just make a noise like a chicken?
Order, order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system, even. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I knew. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show that novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Hi, Mus World. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Well, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this.
Ah, thank you, Mus World. I'm glad you enjoy.
Fast forward.
Please watch closely. This is a continuation of a part I showed you earlier. Are you guys enjoying the music? I hope so. Hi, Strike Zoom! Welcome, welcome!
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things only fall out when doors are opened. Sorry, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car door, sir. We can't be sure that the item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something else was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Da 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 dun 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 da da dun da 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 dun dun da 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 dun da. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. You're welcome, Ziv. When the music isn't playing, I take it upon myself to do it instead. Also, does this guy's eyebrows, is that supposed to be highlights? Or is it where, like, he didn't Sharpie it in properly? Can you see those, like, lighter marks on it? Oh, I understand now, sir! It's just like my tie! 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir! Instead of the door closing, something, the text skipped.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, but it would have to block electrical currents. Aw, thanks, Live Sublime. I'd like to get into it. I just need to actually find the time to do so. Mario was actually very kind and cut up one of my, or a bunch of my performances for doing Phoenix Wright, so I might actually use those in the future for doing that. And I think for the fan translation of The Great Ace Attorney, they were gonna do a cool for voice actors, so I might try for that. Thanks, Conquest.
It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene,
there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, I hit skipped his text again. I'm not pressing the button. God damn it. I think I finally got this figured out. Oh, thank you, Pixel.
Very well, will the defense attorney please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that got stuck in the locker door?
Skip text shouldn't be on. It's not skipping anything else. It's literally just Meekins. I think it's done for comedic effect because he's just not doing anything particularly helpful. He's not contributing in any way. He's just like talking about random shit. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
We can because it fell out of the locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident.
The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case, if the lit lamp attests to this. People are talking over Meekins because he's a useless murderer? That's really harsh. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir! It would appear so, sir! I love that music. Honestly, that's kind of what it ends up deteriorating into, Thokale, because I forget how the Blue Badger song goes. Back to Nature was one of my favorite games. Order, order, order! So we're to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman. Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Ooh, wait a minute. It's you again?
Darius or Darilos, I can never tell. Thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 2 months of support, and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you. As my voice is going, I feel like I'm starting to sound more like Meekins, just as standard. Thank you so much, Dare. I appreciate it. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. Da, 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 da. I think the Back to Nature one was da 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 da. I love that song. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination.
Ooh, wait a minute. It's you again?
Dino Bear Forever, thank you for the resub. Thank you for the 2 months of support, and welcome back to the Lime Cult. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Tor. So unlike your own earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as a stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. The Bacat, thank you so much for the host. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, creative streamer. Hello, hello. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we see, no, one never knows what one might say until the very last second.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lime's Pat was very highly used, yes.
The time looks accurate, so you can probably remove the amended part from that command if you want, Q. I'm not sure what went wrong that last time, but it's been accurate every other time. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir! This card right next to my cup, sir! I keep it here so I won't ever forget it! But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Maybe when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of— sorry, remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, something about the ID had skipped again. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has 1 ID card. My ID chokes me. Oh, rip. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. I love it when the music starts kicking up. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here.
Hi, Kiki Rocks. Hello, hello. That's a very cute emote.
So it is, Your Honor.
Mom, is that man in blue a murderer?
Shh, don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid.
No, do not be mean to Kovubot.
It would seem that the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences.
Haha, thanks, Kiki Rocks.
For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. That must be so difficult for him.
Why is there a child here? Oh, you know. When you're looking for things to do with your kid at the weekend, you could go to the cinema, you could go to the park, you could go to a murder trial. The opportunities are endless, really. I didn't mean to press, but that's fine. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir! He didn't show me any ID card, sir! Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, and all he had to do was show it to you, there wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. But maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got.
Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir! I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene, the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. My top emotes are Lime's love, Lime's and Lime's dab, really? That's pretty cool. A lost item report, it's only half completed. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't see for sure, but there is a high possibility. High probability, even. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order, order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his card.
Order, order, order! Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Is it gonna be gotcha?
Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo?
Allow me to surmise the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime.
Oh, I know why he's not doing that. I know why he's not said anything. Because if I prove that the person at the evidence room wasn't Detective Goodman, then I also just proved that the guy at the prosecutor's office was, which means that Lana's guilty. We fucked up! We fucked up!
Oh, we might have goofed a little bit. The man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes.
What is he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder.
That is... well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well, well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only have taken place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Oh, we fucked up. Trustworthy. She only lied during her testimony like 8 times. It's fine. I mean, I guess, you know, by the standards of this court, that's pretty trustworthy. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
Kiki Rocks, thank you for the sub! Thank you for the support. Welcome to the Lime Cult. Enjoy your new lime friend. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you!
What we can do is save scum. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. I'm glad we get to watch this entire fucking video all over again. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, a large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses would be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Oh no! Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? I like how you can actually pick wrong here. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edwards know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out, but sure. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why won't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it all off, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, Detective. You better be, pal. Hey! 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 I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? You mean this, right? My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you! I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case! Miss Sky was a witness? Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that...
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings.
The... Joe Dark... No. No, Lana! That's over with! No!
Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, I'm out of here. Peace! Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth? Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. To be continued. Whew. Okay, for the sake of my voice, I can't even do Emma anymore. Like, it's actually, like, really quite painful. I'm gonna take a break there. This seems like a good point to just, break in this particular case, or particular, game. I will finish off with some Chow Gardens, I think. Cause yeah, holy heck, my poor throat. I'm sorry to anyone that wanted to see more of that case. We wouldn't have resolved it today either way. And yeah, my throat is on fire, essentially. So we're gonna do some Chow Garden stuff. I hope you guys like Chow. Give me a second to set everything up.